Can you hear my heartbeat calling? Can you feel the love we're falling? Just take my hand and take me home tonight. Throwing caution to the wind, I'll take a chance and let you in. Just take my hand and take me home tonight. We defeat all impossibilities. Yeah, you and me. We'll take our hearts and run free into the wild. Into the
And welcome, one and all, Carthage viewers, to the semifinals of the NECC National Championships between Carthage Firebirds and we got the King's College Monarchs.
Yeah, really excited here today to see what both teams are looking to do in the draft, especially. Right away, we're looking at a Zaya Nami ban. Not at all surprising if you watch any Carthage games thus far. And otherwise, as usual, just a lot of bans of comfort picks. Obviously, Diana, very strong jungler. Wukong could be flex jungle and top, very strong in both roles. So we'll see. And Fiddlesticks ban looking to limit what Pagarian is able to do in the jungle role.
100%. So we do see a Vigar hover here. We do know, Happy Samoyed pretty comfortable on that Vigar pick. And then looking back to the bans, kind of just to get a quick recap, we do see a Fiddlesticks ban as Lux is locked in first. We don't see any ADC bans coming from the Firebirds. Pyro is, pretty decently comfortable as we see an MF pick going on for the Kings. So, getting a first pick ADC, a little bit weird. Normally, you see a Lux, you don't normally know that that's going to be in the support role. So normally a team would go for a support pick to kind of hide whatever the rest of the team's going, but they do fully pick their bot lane here. At least they're hovering a Rakan, and then they lock it in. So we do see Misfortune Rakan bot lane, and we're going to see, are the Firebirds going to answer back with an ADC of their own, or are they going to wait for a more counter pick here?
You'd expect that they would pick ADC. I think that responding 1-2 Misfortune Rakan into the Lux is pretty smart. It's going to be really hard to hit that Rakan and lock him down with any sort of Lux skill shot. But what I would expect is a jungle pick and then likely an ADC pick. But as we've seen throughout the season also, Firebirds, I love that pick. Caitlyn actually very solid in Misfortune, as she is basically every other pick. But Kate Lux in particular is incredible good. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Just picking that ADC jungle. Jungle is obviously very good role to blind pick. It's very difficult to game plan around countering a specific jungler, and especially Nocturne is something that can be so oppressive. Now responding with the Olaf.
Olaf, as we know, just previously got reworked in this last patch. Has a very infamous stature of being quite powerful, especially with this rework. Now he gets a passive shield on his auto attacks, and his ultimate can technically go forever as long as he keeps on autoing any enemies, which can prove to be very good, especially if he's trying to catch up to you. He can just auto wave and continue going on, kind of like a Yasuo can dash through it. But now we do see a Camille and an Akshan ban. A Camille ban from the Kings. Now it gets locked in. Camille ban for the Kings, a little bit not questionable, but it's a little out there. We haven't seen Pawsy guy in the top lane playing a whole lot of Camille this season, but we do know that he's quite comfortable on it. We see a Malphite ban coming from the Firebirds. Malphite, amazing team fighter, especially with something like Misfortune Rakan that sets up some amazing team fight. Now we see Yasuo mid getting locked in for the Kings here as their mid laner. And we get a
love
Galio Hover as a response. Galio Nocturne being an amazing jungle mid lane duo with Nocturne's ult and Galio's ult as well. Are they going to lock it in here? We do know Happy Samoyed is very comfortable in the Galio, has shown it off in the last few games with quite some success. Now we go into the last top lane pick. Who is going to be who's going to round out their team? We do see a Poppy coming in as an Ornn. I don't know how I like that matchup. What are you thinking about?
I think it's definitely Ornn favored, just because to really deal with Ornn, you need to find something that's going to bully him in lane a little bit, really make him sweat, go down CS, get that extra gold lead in the top lane. But I'm not really sure if Poppy's going to be able to do that. Gonna be building Sunderer, so it's gonna have that extra armor shred, or not armor shred, but armor penetration, percent health, percent max health damage. So might be able to do a little bit more damage there with the Poppy. But what I do like is every other aspect of what the Firebirds have built so far. The Kate Lux with the Nocturne Galio, it's gonna be so hard for bot lane to play. You have to expect that they're gonna be coming bot lane really often and trying to really get Fyro ahead and snowball the game that way. And I also think that Poppy is very good into picks like Rakan and Yasuo, who really rely on those dashes to get in and to engage. So this Poppy pick might actually show or prove to be more useful than we're expecting.
Well, 100%. And talking about that Poppy pick, shutting down Rakan, shutting down Yasuo, think about it. Ornn relies on a dash to kind of continue his ult into his team fight ability. So, I mean, if Poppy can get onto the Ornn, stop the dash from going through to his ult.
He's unstoppable.
He's
in his dash.
No, he's not.
Or is his W?
It's a W. He's unstoppable. Right. So in his dash, both to set up just easy QE combos or a dash into a wall to knock you up, Poppy can stop that. So, you know, it is going to be more of a skill matchup. If Ornn can't land any of his CC, a gank is going to be a lot harder because Ornn relies on his knockups. But if Poppy's, you know, too overextended, there's not a whole lot that she can do about it. There's not a whole lot of getaway tools up until she hits 6. But, you know, Olaf can go unstoppable in that sense. And it just continues the turntable and going around. Yep. So overall, I think it's a very skill differential team. You know, Yasuo very skill expressive. Yes. Same with Rakan. But Poppy gonna try and shut down the Rakan and Yasuo. So if they can't get around, if she shuts down their mobility, they're kind of sitting ducks, and they can't do a whole lot if they're not able to reposition correctly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be very hard for the Kings to play, but their one pick that really stands out to me is that Olaf. Even though you're typically going to be picking an Enchanter with Olaf in order to supplement him, in order to help him get into the team more, especially with this rework, Olaf is just so hard to deal with. It's going to be really on the jungler here to show that he can put his stamp on this next game and push the leads that maybe the Yasuo may be able to create, although Galio is just so hard to move in that mid lane. Maybe use that to really put those lanes ahead before Nocturne is able to really use his ult effectively to get extra gold for his team. 100%.
And, you know, going back to the Olaf, if he does decide to build kind of old Olaf with Gore Drinker and all that, he can heal indefinitely. It's ridiculous. You know, I sent you a video a few days ago of me in a solo queue game, and he was alive for 25 straight seconds of combat with an ADC with LDR just pummeling him. Yeah. And he's just continually able to get that lifesteal and all that health back with Gorn Drinker. It was almost impossible to kill him. And that was when he was 3-3. He wasn't even that ahead. He didn't have a CS lead or anything like that. So Olaf in this patch is incredibly hard to deal with. You're going to have something to lock him down. And on this Firebirds team, there isn't a whole lot that you can do to kind of lock him down in a sense to where that you can kind of contain him with also respect with Yasuo and MF and Rakan. Obviously, Caitlyn can kind of try and poke him down, especially with Lux as well. You do have that nice range advantage, but in a team fight where everything's going hectic, you have to keep an eye on Olaf, Yasuo, and the Rakan positioning to make sure that Ornn and MF cannot set up that wombo combo of an ultimate.
Yeah, Ornn MF with Yasuo especially is going to be something you need to look out for every single team fight. You need to really be able to push that advantage in the early game that you can create with the Caitlyn Lux. And put yourself far enough ahead to where those team fights are comfortable, because if you wait too long or if you don't get a big enough advantage, that orange is just going to snowball your whole team, and all of a sudden you're going to you're just going to be stat checking people with the ornaments, and it could be a problem. But at the same time, I just really love what the Firebirds have done here with this draft. Just how much rotation power and flexibility they've created, especially with the Nocturne and the Galio.
100%. And you do see a lot of comfort picks. Lux, Galio, Nocturne. Poppy is also becoming a more of a comfort pick for Pawsey Guy. But Caitlyn, starting to bring it back out. A lot of people know that Pyro used to play Caitlyn a while ago, started bringing that out at the end of the regular season into early playoffs, and now he's starting to get more comfortable with it, trying to bring it out, get that range advantage instead of playing skirmishers like Aphelios and Zeri and Zaya that you kind of need to be in their face to do a lot of damage, to get a lot of CC off. Caitlyn, as she's notorious for needing to win lane, Lux is going to be able to let her do that by poking MF out, poking Rakan out, and just trying to get early tower plates, early CS difference, and just being able to get a gold lead going into mid game to where she can have those item power spikes and effectively start 2-shotting, 3-shotting people with her headshots.
Yeah, completely agree. Very excited to see how this game is going to go. We're going to take a couple minutes just to set up that Spectre delay, and we'll be right back with you for an exciting game.
Running so fast, can you find me in the dark? Oh baby, close your eyes and listen to the beat of my heart. Take my hand, don't be afraid. A love like ours just can't be tamed. Take my heart, just feel the beat. We'll leave tonight and run free into the
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn.
Alrighty, and we are getting back into you at just about the minute mark of game 1 against Firebirds versus Monarchs.
Yep.
Going to be a very interesting game coming in. We did see a very nice draft by both teams. Yep. You see a very team fight heavy oriented team composition for the Monarchs, while you see more of a range, poke, and then go in kind of team comp for the Firebirds, but also having really engaged with Nocturne Galio. So we are going to be able to see some really nice team fights in the late game, but I believe early game is going to be what's going to a heavy deciding factor going into this game, as whoever wins this early game is going to be having a massive advantage going into the game.
Yep, especially with the Olaf against Nocturne and just the dynamic of the bot lane matchup, where the Caitlyn really needs to get ahead in order to have more value than the Misfortune. You just have to really be careful about the positioning of everyone. The Yasuo can roam very well, has a lot of dashes, and those Olaf ganks are going to be very hard to deal with if you're not keeping track of them across the map. So it's going to be very explosive. I expect a very explosive early game.
100%, and we do see a little bit of trading going down in the mid lane as Yasuo is just trying to get that early chip damage on the Galio to try and space himself out throughout the rest of the match, so he can inevitably be able to kind of run down the Galio and get some good chip damage, so Galio just doesn't all in. And that's so far working towards him not going to be able to do that. As we do see a little bit of an engage going down in the bot lane, MF is going to be able to walk out with just a smidge of health, but that is going to be an exhaust from the side of Rakan.
Yep.
We do see another little bit of a chip battle going on in the top lane, but there we go. Lux, like we were saying in Champ Select, is going to be able to poke them out of lane to where the Caitlyn is going to be having that gold advantage lead, tower plating advantage going into the mid game to try and get those early item spikes, as Lux is just landing everything on the MF. Like you were saying, it's going to be really hard to hit those skill shots on Rakan, so why not go for the MF, the super immobile, squishy ADC, rather than the hypermobile support?
Absolutely, and this is exactly this is what Caitlyn does. She'll push the wave, and she will inevitably grab those towers. Is already forcing out a flash. His Posse guy, really well played. I don't think the Orin realized. Might have also thought that he was unstoppable on a stash, but as we see there, he is definitely not getting knocked up by the Poppy W. That could look to be a very hard lane to play. As we go forward, we'll learn more about it, but Nocturne coming down bot lane, that was something I was going to talk about before, actually, is if you're a Nocturne here, you have to really understand the dynamic of the matchup. What lanes are going to be pushing, where you can actually gank in the early game. What do you want to fight the jungler in the early game? Okay, can he beat Olaf? Probably no. So maybe pathing opposite of him is going to be good, but at the same time, you know that bot lane is going to be pushed in, as Puzzguy escapes that gank very easily. He's just going to be able to walk away with practically no trouble at all, and that's another disadvantage of Olaf. He's a very linear play style. He needs to just run at you and get the slows with his cleaver, or his axe rather. So much damage there, rooted immediately, trapped.
Ooh, come on!
Shot comes through first blood in the bot 2v2. Fyro is dominating this laning phase. Only 4 minutes in, already picks up a kill. Wow, Caitlyn Lux is powerful. And already another all-in going straight into mid lane. Maybe not an all-in, but just so much damage. Galio into those melee matchups is very good, as we talked about before. We'll see how he plays this laning phase out, but it's boding, or it's should be good for him if he keeps playing like he has.
100%, and that's a very notorious thing with Yasuo, is he struggles with shorter trades. He wants those extended trades to try and get that lethal tempo. So we do see a little bit of support roam up into the mid lane. How is that going to affect? As we are going to see a knockup from the Galio, as he's not going to be able to get away. The Ignite's going to get him, with Yasuo getting that kill on Galio, as we do see a very early roam up from Rakan. That was a great move by him.
Yep.
MF not's going to be able to do a whole lot in the bot lane, as we do see a little bit of a shorter trade up in the top lane by Poppy, and that's what you want to look on Ornn. If Ornn cannot get his full combo off on you, he can't really do anything. And now that you realize that you can shut down his full engage, there's no reason that you can't play aggressive against him.
Yeah.
He can't knock you up. He can't set up any CC for Olaf to try and get a gank off on you reliably. So there's no reason for you to not to be able to kind of just push him under tower, and then make plays around the map.
I agree. Now, with that being said, there are ways to play around how Posse has been engaging. The W, as if the dash is not stoppable, the W definitely is. So you won't be able to get pushed back if you can react fast enough to Poppy jumping on you. And then you can return trade and play around that Poppy W a little bit better. So there are things that Dadshot can definitely do in order to make this lane a little bit easier for himself. But thus far, Posse Guy has really been showing that he knows how to play this Poppy pick.
100%. And you know, this game is going to be very hard if you're not able to keep track of that Rakan roaming.
Yep.
If he's able to go up top, as we do see an early gank from Nocturne, not level 6 yet, but he is kind of showing that bot lane pressure, as we do see another engage going up on top. Ornn is not able to use that. He uses his W a little too early, but Ornn is going to be able to just kind of counter engage here, as he does miss the ult. And is Poppy going to be able to do that? He does get the shield back. And the, oh my goodness, the grass cut going on. Does have to use flash for it, but that is a solo kill in the top lane. That is massive, getting that early lead for the Poppy. And now he's going to be able to try and just bully the Ornn early. He does have Bomby Cinder now, so Poppy does need to kind of reset, get her items back in, and try and play this gold advantage as best as he can. Yep. Ornn going to be able to get out easily of a gank in the mid lane, as we do see, you know, Rakan just not able to do anything, as we do see a root coming down, and that is going to be a dead MF unless she flashes out, which she does. But that is really good damage. That's worth 100% with the flash for the Caitlyn. And as you do see, Nocturne getting that invade off on the Olaf. You know, we saw him on Vision on top lane. So Nocturne taking that initiative to go invade his bot side, get an advantage on the Olaf to try and hit 6 before he does, make more use around the map, as Olaf won't come online until he really hits 6 with this CC heavy team.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be hard for him to gank without the Berserker's Rage, or is that Tryndamere? Without his ultimate, it's gonna be really hard for him to get on top of anybody, especially with Galio, who can taunt, knock you up. But this is really well played here by the Firebird so far, as just immediately going out in the mid lane. Will he be able to find anything? Yasuo just walks away. It's nice to get that trade-off. It's going to make it hard for the Yasuo to play. Just barely missing the Lux Binding, but a lot of damage now coming up from Fyro. He's going back. He wants more. He's having to flash away, but they might be able to find something here now. Fyro flashing forward, gets one. Might be able to find it. Olaf here does pick up the kill. Massive plays here by the Firebirds. Incredible roam there from the bot lane to mid, picking up 2 more kills for Fyro.
And that is something that just Yasuo was not expecting, as we do see another top lane going down. Not going to be able to see a whole lot, as we do see Fyro does have 6 now, and Poppy's just going to be able to clean up the Ornn, and that is a massive rotation. MF is going to be able to get that first tower plating, but not much more, as that is huge for the Firebirds. Nobody expects the 2-man rotation, as Galio is going to try and come down bot lane. I believe they're just going to switch lanes here since Lux is already up there. Rakan's just tanking the entire tornado from Galio, and now we're going to see Fyro coming into the early game 3-0. As we do see that 2-man invade, or the rotation, like I was saying earlier, nobody expects it. The Yasuo wasn't really expecting anything, as Fyro just flashes over the wall, gets the first kill, gets 6 off of the kill on Olaf, and then goes back top to get that kill, as we do see another engage down in the mid lane with Galio and Yasuo, not much coming from it.
No, and I just love that roam, because generally the reason that ADCs aren't roaming as much is you really want them to farm. You need them to get that extra gold to be able to carry you in the mid to late game. But Caitlyn, already having such a massive farm advantage, 30 farm, is able to pretty much do whatever she wants with that time. Especially because she got that wave crashing on her own tower. You just get to push that right back out and clean up some more tower plates. Really fantastic macro. Really well played by the Firebirds.
100%, and we don't see any pings showing that Yasuo is missing, but they do have a ward in the tri-bush, so what's going to happen here? Yasuo is coming down. We're going to have a 4-man rotation bot lane, as the bind misses. Should be able to get out, though, unless he gets an ultimate, which he will. Under tower, Rakan's taking tower aggro, and he's just going to get out scot-free, as that bind missing really hurt him there, but it was a 4-man, so they probably were going to dive anyway, unfortunately. Great rotation down from Olaf and Yasuo. Avoiding Vision came through the red side jungle and was just able to kind of catch him by surprise by going over the blast cone and not being seen in tri-bush.
Yeah, fantastic roam by Yasuo, as we were talking about before draft even. Talking about the Yasuo pick with the Rakan, how easy it is for Rakan to weave in and out of these fights, getting that knock up under the tower, and then just jumping right back out. And setting up that knock-up. It's just really clean roam and really clean dive there. by King's College.
100%, and we do see the tail of tanks up top, 2 Bomby Cinders, and that's just how it's going to be. But what we were saying in Champ Select all about the lack of mobility is only going to be coming on late game when Poppy and Orange join the fray. As we do see a mid lane engagement going down. Yasuo is just going around, misses a Q somehow, I don't know, and we do see Galio just going to be able to walk out. And that is a lot of damage, but we do see a late ult coming in here. But here comes the Nocturne ult, but you need to go back in on that if I were Nocturne. But, I mean, we do see, a decent disengage there. And that was the kind of engage that we were talking about earlier. Nocturne Galio just not working as well as it could have. We do see 3 mid, though. Rakan is there. Yasuo do having ult, and that is going to be a perma knock-up, and that is not going to be anything coming in. As we do see Fyro going to be able to get anything, but he... And the ult hits! Oh my goodness, what a snipe!
Fantastic play there by the duo in the bot lane. Pac and Fyro are cleaning this bot lane up 40 farm now. How can you play?
You just can't really do that, as we're going to see.
Wow, really good play.
Oh my goodness, Posy just being able to walk away. Olaf can't do anything, just ults to ult, and Posy just is able to walk away as before stunning Olaf into the wall. Just can walk away, oh my goodness. Orange just can't get on top of him, but playing a little bit aggro, as you know that Olaf is top, so you do have to care for that, but somebody is going to have to deal with this Yasuo mid if he's able to just come in and out of this Galio. That's the only thing that Galio isn't really able to do. He has 2 things that can shut down the Yasuo, his dash and his taunt, and if he isn't able to hit any of those by missing with Yasuo dashes or whatever it may be, Yasuo is able just to get on top of the Galio, can't really do anything about it, and he's kind of just a sitting duck at that.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, gotta play really smart around the Yasuo, who does so much more damage than you as Galio. You just kind of have to have an understanding. I'm not going to be able to win this lane, most likely. And you just got to kind of handshake it and go, I'm playing for that mid game. I'm playing for all of the big rotations I'm able to make with my ult. But, oh, wait, hold on. Deadshot might be able to find something here. Ooh, nice little ult there, canceling the Ornhorn as they're now looking to take second dragon. King's College might want to try to contest this. It is a 4v4, really big. Lux binding, so much damage on the side. King's College, they dive onto Fyro, but he's able to get away. Flash forward by Yasuo, ignites and dashes. It looks like Fyro's gonna be able to go down, but that doesn't matter. They still have 3. They won that start of the team fight so unbelievably hard. It looks like Nocturne is just gonna be going on to him. A lot of healing now, but Ignite, it just will mitigate so much of it. Huge team fight win. Still were able to pick up that dragon. Fantastic play there by Pac in particular. Gigantic binding, half healthing 3 members of King's College before the fight can even really start.
100%. I mean, and we already look at that ult. It's already 3/4 of the way back on cooldown, which is ridiculous. Lux is just such a strong pick, especially with Caitlyn. All of that range, all of that damage early game, which is able to kind of just cement their lead that they have. 40 CS still up on the Caitlyn, as MF has been sitting in a side lane by herself the entire game, still a level down, still 40 CS down. And Lux, same thing, 6 assists already, and it's just passing the 14-minute mark, almost 14:30. As laning phase, is pretty much done. 14 minutes is usually the end of laning phase, typically. So we're just pretty much just ending that one. And now we're going to see, Olaf coming in for the gank in the mid lane. You did see that coming down, but Olaf isn't going to be able to pick up that axe again, and he's just going to be able to walk out. You are going to see all the poke. Luxo going to be missing on the Olaf, but is going to hit on the Yasuo. That's a lot of chunk damage. Do have to care for that the Yasuo ult, sorry, as we are going to see a 2v1 down in the bot lane. But look at all of that damage that Pac is putting down on the Yasuo. He's forced to give up this wave and most likely this tower if Olaf isn't going to be able to come down, but he does stop his recall.
Definitely a risky play here. If he gets hit by a binding or any sort of trap or anything, he's just going to be dead. He does have that extra passive shield. Might try to find something with the nano, but no. Oh, binding is now caught. Will he die? Will he have enough damage? There are a huge rotation mid lane. It looks like they'll just be cleaned up. We have to see big ult there by Yasuo. Going to pick up both Pac and Fyro, pick up that nice little shutdown on the Lux, but well played to get the tower, but even better to find that rotation and pick up the 2 strongest members of the Firebirds.
100%. A little bit of a greed. I don't know if the shutdown would have been worth it for the tower, but nevertheless, they do open up mid, which is arguably the most important tower for a team to open up, especially mid-game. You do want to get kind of that jungle area in the middle of the map open, so you were able to get more vision down, and the red side here of King's College isn't going to be able to walk as far into the river as they would like without being spotted on that vision.
Yeah, absolutely. And even though we also have a kill lead, we have an objective lead in those 2 dragons. We have a structure lead with the 2 towers being taken, although Rift Herald is hit here. Nocturne coming in right into the Yasuo. Is that the correct target, though? Immediately blows up 2. They just find everybody. That fight was too clean. They just decided to give up that tower as, oh no, Olaf might be found here. Big taunt, big damage there by the Galio. Ult coming through. The ult there by the Olaf, though, in return, and a lot of healing, but I don't think he'll be able to do much here. Gets rooted right away. Isn't able to continue to auto-attack Happy Samoyed, and they find 4 of King's College, cementing that massive lead. 5,000 gold is the Ornn caught out a little bit.
I don't know if he just didn't look at the map or whatever, but he didn't really move as he does. And oh my goodness, Poppy denies the dash into the Q pillar of Ornn, and is just able to completely shut down that entire engage. And that was a masterclass of a team fight that we just saw a bit ago, and that is what we were talking about. Nocturne, Galio into Lux ult was absolutely ridiculous. You have the damage from Kate Lux that's just going to be chipping everybody down. The Nocturne was, like you said, maybe on the wrong target, but it doesn't end up mattering as they're just able to burst everybody on King's College down so quickly, because Ornn just isn't in the fight yet. He's the only tankier person that they have right now, because, you know, while Olaf does have all of that lifesteal, he doesn't have the bulkiness that he'll get once he gets, you know, something like Death's Dance, or he doesn't have the resistances that he might get from Maw yet, or anything like that. He's still really, heart and all, he's just a 1-item Olaf. He doesn't have that kind of resistances yet that he gets late game, so where he might be able to kind of survive and output more damage the other way that he will late game.
Yeah, I completely agree. One unfortunate thing here for the Firebirds is that they didn't roll a Cloud Soul. Not going to be super valuable. The rotation, obviously, and the slow resistance could be nice against that Olaf. But really, otherwise, you're just looking at the speed boost after ulting, valuing the Galio, or maybe even Poppy Nocturne to some extent. But it is nothing really in comparison to a lot of the other Dragon Tools you can get. But here, it's just so hard to walk in now. Now that you're behind, you have those Caitlyn traps and the Lux E to walk through. You can't do anything. It's now sole point is just having to be given to the Firebirds. How do you think they'll continue to push this as he continues? And all of a sudden, oh my goodness, Paranoia, big damage onto the Ornn. You are not taking enough, my friend. Pawsey Guy picking up his 5th kill of the game. Fantastic plays.
Pawsey Guy, like I was saying, is getting a lot more comfortable in this Poppy. He's just showing a masterclass of how to deal with tanks in the top lane. You know, he got that 1 kill early and just kind of over, as we do see Happy Samoyed's a little bit deep in their jungle, but it doesn't matter. Olaf is too squishy. He doesn't have that. MF is doing no damage to Nocturne. Oh my, like, you have plated steel caps and chain vest, my friend. You cannot mitigate that much damage, but he proves me wrong and does it anyway. He took a full MF ult to the face and he did not care. Just walked up to him, hey friend, and just slapped her in the face and she was dead. It was ridiculous.
And now you see just unbelievable at 19 minutes first inhib, and not only just the first but the mid inhibitor, as is this Yasuo already dead. So much CC taunted. Oh, Happy Samoyed now might be in trouble walking away, but he's just so bulky. Shutdown going over to the Olaf. Will they be able to walk away? Charm, Ornhorn coming through. A lot of damage onto the Rakan, but Yasuo has found the ult, picking up 2 for the squad. Well played, making sure to punish the overextension, but still was too much damage done there on that push.
100%. I mean, I don't know. They did get the inhibitor, which, for a champion that's super behind like MF, it's going to be a lot more worth for her that she can start taking these super minions. As we do see Yasuo is going to start farming it. In my opinion, I say, you know, let the MF have it. You are going to clear it a little bit slower, but she does need the solo XP to try and get back into this game. You know, she is a level down. She is, you know, 50 CS down as well. She needs that CS and gold difference to get back into this game. But that is a big turning point for this game if King's College are able to continue this momentum. You know, that was a little bit of a greed play. We have seen Carthage do that in the past. They just don't know when to back off of objectives and games. You know, I would say once you got that that inhib, you back off. There's no reason to stay there. There's nothing else to fight for. You don't have the minions. Everybody else is up for the wave clear, as they are going to try and coin flip this Baron. You are going to see Ornn ult behind. We're going to see how this team fight unfolds.
You have to worry about that TP on the top side there. Ornn does a lot of damage despite being so behind. Oh, you see Fyro just poking him out, seeing so much damage. How are they going to walk forward? Ornn is going to have to get that ult up soon. As you can see, not quite up now. They're just going to back off it. Maybe try to zone a little bit. Nocturne just going in deep. All of a sudden, Galio on heroic entrance following up, picking up the Olaf. That's one down already. They're looking for more. Yasuo comes through, but will it matter? MFL is absolutely pumping damage, but somehow it feels like they're still winning. It's a double kill there for Pop, and they're going to find another. Ornn having to use the horn, but nothing coming of it. At first, it looked like they might have blundered a little bit by investing in Nocturnal right away, but the heroic entrance immediately killing Olaf. The fight was just so hard to play from their 4v5. Will they just be able to end right now?
They probably will be able to end. You know, you do still have, you know, 3 seconds on the Olaf. You have such long respawn timers for this stage of the game, but that's what we were talking about. MF needs that gold, as that is going to be a chunked Olaf. Wow. That is just a Q and an ult. Olaf's going to die there. Rakan's going to be the next one to fall under their turret, unless Pawsey Guy does go one down under turret. They do need to get this Nexus turret down so they can stop taking this power aggro.
Not able to
do it. It is 1 HP. That is so sad to see. But wow, what a team fight at that Baron pit. You know, that was amazing to see. It was kind of unfortunate, but that's what we were talking about. MF, she has Eclipse, which her ult is supposed to be the strong thing with that lethality build, but she's so far behind. She does such little damage that it was just neglected by even Caitlyn and Lux. They got caught in that Yasuo MF ult, and she was just not able to do any kind of damage that she was looking for. And that's what, you know, they were playing for in the early game. They got Kate ahead. You know, she hasn't been able to get a whole lot of kills, but she's been doing a lot of damage in these team fights to where, you know, we saw Pawsey Guy was just able to get on top of the MF and pretty much two-shot her because of how weak she's become in this game. So these team fights are going into the direction of the Firebirds, as we do see Fyro also just split pushing bot. You have 4 people mid or top at least, as we only see that MF is the only person that's going to be able to contest Pawsey Guy and Fyro, as Yasuo is starting to walk up here, but you do have Galio and Lux. You have 5 guys here. Who is going to be able to engage first? MF's going to ult to clear the way, but is Yasuo caught out here? He is going to be able to get back into the base, and he should be able to get into his safe zone from there.
Wow. Just really smart split push there. Maybe trying to split them up a little bit, but yeah, just deciding to bring the whole team over, try and stop it. Now, oh my goodness, Cloud Soul is going to be taken by the Firebirds. Now, as you said before, not as big an advantage as it could be, but Cloud Soul is going to still be extremely valuable, as they might just look to do Baron and try to end the game.
I am a little bit worried about this. They do have a lot of vision. They don't have their wards up. They don't have any vision of their wards. And we do see Pawsey Guy is going to be the one to zone. Olaf is kind of ready. We do see Ornn in the backline in their blue side jungle, and they have no idea. They need to figure out who's there. Fyro's going to be taken out, and who is going to go down first? They need to react to Fyro. He's just going to be taken down here. Is he going to be able to get out? As, oh my goodness, Poppy ult is going to be able to save Fyro, as they have to get off the Baron for that. But this is a 1v2 here, as we do see Olaf is going to be super deep in their jungle, as he's just going to be able to take Fyro down, as it's going to be a 2-for-1 in the side of Firebirds, but Pawsey Guy is very caught out here. How are they going to go in? They do see an engage going on to the Ornn. Yasuo ult's going to be able to get 3 of them. Lux ult is getting 2 of them down, and they're just going to get melted here.
Nocturne? Oh, not going to pick up the penta for the Nocturne there, but still a 4-for-1 trade. Even when Fyro was taken out, he was just pumping so much damage. pretty much doing 3/4 of the Oran's health and more to the other members of King's College, and they're going to pick up this Baron and just try to end the game right here.
At 1-7, that MF can't really do anything in team fights. She was with the Olaf and still got one shot on that side. Is Rakan going to try and go for the steal here is the question. I don't think that that's going to be super worth. You have minions going down as Ozzy guy's just going to be able to go on, stopping the Rakan W, and he's just going to go down. That was an insanely greedy play from Rakan. I don't think that that was, something that they were looking for, but they end up getting the kill on the side of Firebirds, and that's going to be massive. Baron buff, Cloud Soul, they can technically just run it down mid and end the game from here with one swift and easy team fight.
That's what I would look to see, and I think that a team that was playing a little bit less smart would definitely have just tried to end before even taking the Baron, but the Firebirds just playing this slow, knowing there's really nothing the other team can do. 10,000 almost gold lead here. They just need to play it safe, have the understanding that we are in the driver's seat. We can win this game at this point whenever we want, really. And just getting the objectives and looking to end in a way that, oh my goodness, almost one-shots that Misfortune, Nocturnal coming in, Paranoia. The whole team, they're just leaving. The Yasuo has just decided these two are done. Now walking up does get the NATO. Not able to find anything. Ornn is unbelievably tanky, though. Gets knocked at points, but able to walk away. Ornn coming through. Yasuo coming down on two, but it doesn't matter. They are now just trying to get away. Massive Poppy.
There's the team fight.
Yeah. That
is a quick and easy team fight. Amazing job. That Lux is just so far ahead. And I'm going to keep on going back to, how well the bot lane played this early game. MF cannot play the game. And that's the one thing with Lethality MF. You have to be able to kind of play that early game. She's just not able to do that. And that is GG for game one of the semifinals match between the Firebirds and King's College, as I think that was just a masterclass from the Firebirds. You were able to play team fights so well. And as like we were saying, King's College drafted an amazing team fight game, but Ornn just wasn't able to do a whole lot against the Poppy. And the big thing there, Misfortune not being able to output as much damage. She was just not able to do a whole lot. Rakan played that game really well, was able to get around the map, set up a lot of good engages for Yasuo, but you just don't have the follow-up damage from MF. And, something that we didn't say in the draft that was pointed out to us later, they were all AD. So, we see all of those, the armor items from Pawsey Guy and from, Galio and from Nocturne. Plated steel cap's going to be something that was massive. They were just able to take all of that front-ended damage from Misfortune and Yasuo and just output so much more back that it didn't even matter if they got a good engage. That they were just able to counter-engage the team fight and just steamroll the rest of it. Yeah,
incredibly well played. As we're talking about, let's just highlight Pac here. 20,000 damage, top damage on the support pick. And almost 100% kill participation. Fantastic game out of her. We will look now to see how are King's College going to come back from this. You think they have to ban either Caitlyn or Lux in this next draft, right?
But then you only have 5 bans.
It's
and
true.
You have 3 first phase, 2 second phase. Who are you going to not ban? You let them have the Caitlyn and the Lux. You knew the Lux was going to be an issue, but King's College didn't really see the Caitlyn coming. But now the Caitlyn's in their face, and you can't ignore it. The Lux, 31 KDA, 1 death that entire game doing top damage. It's ridiculous. She played that amazingly. And you need to recognize that. You need to recognize who was the issue in that game. Poppy was just able to get an early lead. I feel like with a different team comp, she's not able to do a whole lot. Nocturne, Galio, amazing team fight, and they turned 2 or 3 team fights there into the Firebirds' favor by just doing that ult combo. Pyro and Pac down in the bot lane, you couldn't stop them early game. Olaf wasn't able to get any good ganks down there early and couldn't shut them down. So I would say all 5 of those picks are problem picks. If you ban all 5 of those next game, you still have the Xayah. You still have the Nami. You have Happy Samoyed's Akshan on the table.
It's true.
It's something that King's College is going to have to sit on during this next break and think about who they're going to ban, who is the worst enemy that they have on each of their picks and how are they going to ban it? I feel like leaving Fyro's Xayah open is a death trap. We saw that yesterday. Same thing happened. You know, other team left the Xayah open and was just able to get steamrolled after that. So how are they going to come back from it? I think that, you know, the Lux ban is going to be something that they're going to go into. I think, you know, Xayah, Lux are going to be the main bans. And maybe they go with the same Nami pick, put Pac on like a Triashery pick back. But, you know, we'll have to see after this next break. But otherwise, recap, how do you feel this game went? Besides, obviously, what we were talking about, steamrolling early game and late game team fights.
It was just really showed how you play through bot lane. You get all the dragons because you have Caitlyn Lux. You have all of that damage. And they took the tower at 9 minutes. Just unbelievable. But I am very excited to see how King's College will respond, what kind of changes both teams will make to their composition. And we will find that out right after this break. We'll catch you then. All right, welcome back here. Hopping right in, gonna be a little bit late. Co-host not here currently, but let's just go through, talk about how Jeff's gone so far. As you can see, King's College banging Caitlyn, Nocturne, and Lux. Really fantastic adjustment, I believe, in order to stop that early game just dominance that the Carthage team had last game, as well as Seraphine, Fiddle, Zaya being picked up. Definitely a change in pace here. Welcome back.
I was here the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about.
How do you feel that these picks have changed up so far?
Well, they did what I said that they shouldn't have done. They left the Zaya open.
It's true.
They banned the Lux like I thought they were going to. Nocturne, though, a very interesting ban because they banned the Fiddlesticks last time. So, both comfort picks for Pigarium.
Yeah.
But the Poppy... What?
They're doing what you said.
They are playing with the devil here. You have to remember, you're down 1-0. Are you really just going to ban the first team that they played against and then just let them have all of their minions? The Camille pick, okay, that's fine. At
the same time,
but Galio's still open, and I think that was a massive thing. Fiddlesticks Galio is still good.
It is.
So...
I think you might want to go Ornn.
You do want to go to Ornn, especially into Malzahar. You
take that pick away from the top laner who played it last game. I think it'd be a really nice pick here, but instead going for the Kassadin counter pick into the mid lane, really good. Teemo
no!
Wow. Okay.
No.
Now it's not a terrible blind pick. It can be difficult to play into, but at the same time,
Darius.
Kha'Zix is also the pick. Very weird picking up an assassin into Zaya. Zaya loves playing into those types of champions just because of her ult. It gives her immunity to everything. Just like phases her out for a second and then brings her back in. But Kassadin pick, I love into the Malzahar. I feel like Fiddlesticks, although looking at that jungle matchup, it could be a little difficult. Kha'Zix does really like to play into those farming junglers. And now Cho'Gath picked in the top lane. They have a ton of AP.
He's a bit of a problem.
But he is a bit of a problem, especially playing into Teemo. Although, is his R an augmented auto attack? No,
it is not.
Okay, well then you're perfectly fine. Although they have a lot of AP, I do really like the Firebirds team comp here.
So I feel like the Teemo Cho'Gath matchup. So I'm looking lane by lane. So we're gonna start in the top lane. Teemo Cho'Gath. Really annoying. If Teemo gets a lead, it's kind of over for Cho'Gath. You can't really do anything. And even if Cho'Gath gets a lead, he's still kind of unplayable against Teemo as a ranged matchup. You're already notoriously playing on 500 ping with Cho'Gath because of how long his abilities take to come out. Looking down in the jungle, that's going to be tough for Fiddlesticks because he has to wait until level 6. And Kha'Zix can pretty much just invade you permanently and kill you at all stages of the game until maybe you hit 6 and you're able to kind of just like get on top of him and fear him. But if your laners, are playing with their monitors on, they're not able to let that happen. They're going to be able to, especially in a competitive scene like this, you do see that a lot of solo queue that Kha'Zix just goes in, takes a bunch of jungle camps, walks back out. But in a competitive sense, you don't really have that. You have a lot more communications on both fronts. So how that's going to happen, I think that that's going to be more of how Kha'Zix is going to play rather than how Fiddlesticks is going to play. I feel like Fiddlesticks has a very linear play style that, depending on team compositions, that you're farming until 6. That's just what's going to happen. You're not really going to be ganking a whole lot unless you take Predator or something like that. That you're going to.
He does.
Yeah, so you're going to be looking for early lane dominance at some point.
I would like to counter real quick with I actually think that Fiddlesticks will be able to gank better than Kha'Zix. Until Kha'Zix is going to be able to hit his item spikes like that serrated Dirk.
Oh yeah.
Just because of how much more CC the Fiddlesticks is going to bring. As well as, although the Kha'Zix can invade, this Fiddlesticks can be looking to farm several quadrants just because of how much faster the Fiddlesticks is going to take those camps. So if the Fiddlesticks plays with enough savvy, knowing which side of the map the Kha'Zix is on, he could be able to take advantage of the slower clear and push a bigger lead as long as he keeps track of him through the jungle.
You see, so I will also counter you on that side. So you say until Kha'Zix gets his serrated Dirk power spike. In theory, his serrated Dirk power spike is taken by doing a full clear and then clearing back bot.
Yeah. Or getting a kill,
Yeah. So theoretically, against Cho'Gath, Cho'Gath is really easy to gank level 1 through 3.
But who's going to have the push in that lane?
Teemo's going to have the push, most likely. So we are going to see how that's going to go on.
Absolutely.
Mid lane's going to be a skill differential, and so is bot lane. Bot lane,
Yes.
Nautilus with Seraphine. Engage with Seraphine's a little bit difficult, but we will take a quick commercial break. Come back to you guys with game 2 of Firebirds versus Kings, and we're going to see who's going to be able to come out on top in this best of 3 series.
Shall I turn in my badge and rifle as well? Ignorant thrall.
Put all my lights on could have brightened your day.
Tyrant. Who questions my ability?
Seems you left your brave pants at home. Want me to wait while you go get them?
I will wait for you to be better. Shall I turn in my badge and rifle as well? Ignorant thrall.
But all my lifetimes would have brightened your day.
Tyrant.
Don't let them hold your ground. I am in the summer sky. I am hearing all the
Who questions my ability?
Seems you left your brave pants at home. Want me to wait while...
My heart was already broken. I will wait for you to be better.
boys in the streets, Stevie Wonder on the keys, Harvey Miller on the beats, I'm a squirts on the map, now I'm Chomsky in the mind, Richie Collins on the slap, Dylan Bush on the mic, face painted red, and a funky revolutionary, bringing down foes with real flows, those you wanna do the head chill, face and red pill, like I'm not getting head pill, yeah, what's his neck, cause we hit it too hard, like a killer time bomb in his own backyard, shut us now, but they're making us proud, that's how you know it's the funky power, tiny sons, tiny sons, tiny, tiny, tiny sons,
Alrighty, Carthage viewers, we are back. Game 2 out of a potential game 3 of this 2 out of 3 or 3.
Best
oh my
of
god,
3.
best of 3.
Glad to see you're on
series.
top of your game before the game.
I know. The caffeine's wearing out, man. I'm telling you. So, best out of 3 series, Firebirds versus Monarchs. We're gonna see how this game is gonna go out. You know, we did see an interesting draft as we were discussing. You know, Teemo and Cho'Gath, kind of picks that we were not expecting.
Even Kha'Zix, really. A lot of stuff that was a little bit of a curveball there. But after reviewing it during that definitely short break that wasn't long, I think that we favor Carthage's draft a little bit.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think Carthage has the damage soaking ability with Cho'Gath that Nautilus just doesn't have, because Nautilus is kind of forced to engage these team fights unless Malzahar, you know, flash ults.
Teemo, a little sneaky. Trying to get a nice little early trade there with the press the attack and not getting anything.
100%. I mean, that's something that you just need to do against Cho'Gath. You need to try and poke him out of lane early so he doesn't start just scaling once he hits 6.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a tough matchup for that Teemo. A little bit weird giving it the blind pick, but I'm very excited to see how both these junglers in particular look to play.
100%. I mean, oh my goodness, he hit the 500 ping Q level 1. Oh my god. You know, you never see that kind of stuff, but we are going to see a little sneaky peeky Nautilus coming in level 2 and is going to be forced to flash out, and that is going to be a lot of damage. Nautilus did take Glacial Augment, which is something that, you know, you do see on engaged supports now. I'm not a big fan of it personally in a lot of situations. I'm a big aftershock guy, but you know, I am.
We know some fans of it.
I'm willing to respect their users, but we do have some bush campers.
We do.
How I feel about that.
And that is inexcusable. That is just dirty League of Legends right there. You gotta 1v1. Gotta have some honor. But honestly, if you're picking Teemo, you're not gonna have a lot of honor to begin with. Honestly, not a lot of action. I'd be expecting this bot lane to maybe play a little bit more aggressive, especially with the root coming through. Might be able to find a little bit more damage. Really fantastic trade.
We do see Kha'Zix kind of just sitting top lane for something. I don't know what's going on.
Ooh, he's trying to wait for the gank from Fiddlesticks. I think this actually could be pretty smart, just waiting it out a little bit, seeing what the Fiddlesticks is going to do, because logically, that's where you would go. You would full clear, and then you'd walk straight top.
Which is what he's doing. He did set a vision up there, but Fiddlesticks is not going to be able to find that Riftstone.
Might be looking at Fiddlesticks does have a really, really good place. He is spotted on vision now. Could be caught out.
Oh, God.
Teemo is going in and out of invisibility, but I think this is going to be it for our little friend Teemo here. First blood going to the Firebirds. Now, Happy Samoyed might find himself in a little bit of an awkward situation against the Kha'Zix. Will get the isolation damage mid lane, but it's just going to flash away. Nothing happening mid lane. Exhaust coming out on a Pac now. So much. I should not have talked about no action happening. Flash now coming out from the Kha'Zix, and another one for, oh my goodness, that was a lot of back-end damage there. Really well played again by the Firebirds. Bot lane, Pac and Fire have been dominating.
And this duo down bot, man, they just have so much synergy. They know what each champion that they play can do, and they're playing it to perfection. We do see Kha'Zix going to be coming down a little early, but they have no bot lane to kind of deal with it. He's just here for the wave, but you know, it's just a masterclass to see these two bot laners. They know exactly what they're doing with each other, and it's pretty much, you know, as a support player myself, when you have good synergy with somebody, it's like psychic that you know what they're going to do, you know when they're going to do it, and you know how to react when the other when your ADC or your support vice versa is going to go in for an engage, or they're going to go in for some kiting. It's ridiculous to see these two players just meshing so well that they know what they're going to do, and they can get kills so easily like they just did.
Yeah, it's just the same fantastic play we've seen out of them all season, and already a 1,000 gold lead. 5 minutes into the game. The Rat not having as much impact at the top that we've seen so far. Just is getting a big push, but what can we do with that? Scoreboard not up here. Production looking to fix that up for us a little bit.
100%. You know, but you know, let me tell you, I think something that Pawsy guy can do really good into this is imagine if we had an Akali.
That's true.
We do have a rank 400 NA in our chat here.
Oh, wait.
And we do see a little scuffle going down in the bot lane. That's going to be something that King's College is going to be really good for, is these skirmishes.
Oh,
but
my
there's
goodness.
a massive root. Oh, my goodness. Nautilus is just going to, you know, he's just going to sit there and take that root to the face. And he's just going to go down with that massive burst of damage.
They just lost track of the feathers there, and that is not something that you can afford to do against Xayah. Fyro being so good on this pick, there's a reason it's banned all the time. And giving him it, you got to know he's got that champion knowledge and the presence of mind to know where it is at all times, and just almost chunking for half health. Incredible play there.
100%. I mean, we do know that he took lethal tempo, so we do know that he's not going lethality. But we are going to see that Cho'Gath is just running down the Teemo. He does have 6 here. He's going to be able to get that execute. And nom. Teemo is gone as his second death of the game goes down. And there is another feather. Oh my god. They're just not keeping track of the feathers. Kaisa just stood there again, like Nautilus did 2 seconds ago, took feathers to the face, and now she's gone.
Unbelievable plays across the map by the Firebirds, again cementing their lead. 2,000 gold now, just 1 minute later. Incredible play, especially finding that solo kill against the Teemo. You have to be more wary of that level advantage in the top lane.
100%. I mean, you knew that Cho'Gath was 7 or 6 at that point. He's now 7. He's 2 levels up. But you knew that he was going to have 6 there. He didn't use it on any minions that we saw. So as a Teemo, you kind of have to respect the fact that he's able to kind of sit there and he's going to be sitting there waiting for that ult to run you down.
Teemo also still has Flash, which I find very interesting that it wasn't expended on any sort of CC that the Cho'Gath was throwing at him.
Maybe he just didn't get CC'd. Maybe he just walked straight up to him.
No, he did get knocked up. But try to give him the benefit of the doubt. Obviously, sitting on vision is that Kha'Zix not going to be able to find anything. They're tracking him really well so far. But strangely, he's also matching the farm of the Fiddlesticks here, playing really well around the sequencing of his camps.
100%. I mean, I think that this bot lane is going to be really close to over. You know, Xayah is now 3-1, has this massive lead like she did last game, and I just don't think that there's going to be a whole lot that she can do, that this Kaisa can do to kind of stay in the game. She's still only 10 CS down, which is something that she can accredit to, you know, her good farming, but the Firebirds are going to be able to take this first drag, it looks like, and there's just not a whole lot of contest that you can do besides, I guess Kha'Zix is going to try and contest. He's going to go down here as he gets feared by Fiddlesticks, but who's going to come down? That is going to be a flash. Great flashes there, as we do see a flash ult from Pegarian, and he's going to be able to get some decent damage in on the Nautilus. Not going to happen. We do see another coming down, but
Pause guy does have Flash. He could pick up the kill here. The ultimate is up, and he finds another meal in the top lane.
Munch!
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner here for this Cho'Gath. Just crushing this Teemo so far. Really fantastic counter pick in the top lane as Pac is poked out. It will not matter. There's too much burst from inside of the Firebirds. As Fyro wants more.
It
he
do
has
not
ult.
matter,
He
baby!
up the kill double. 2 more. But now we see the mouse horn takes care of the spell shield. He does have ult.
He has ulti.
He might be able to find something here.
Xayah, no ulti.
Does pick up that ult, but he's okay. Heal and flash away, and now it is suddenly not looking good for the Malzahar. 7 kills on Fyro this early into the game.
It's not even 10 minutes.
You need to find something to stop this momentum. This game is far, far from over, but man, is this not the way that you wanted to start it off?
That is not something that we were looking for, and this is why. Kha'Zix is just going to start diving down. He does have 6, as he does not have the isolation damage, but still being able to get there with challenging smite, as that is going to be a massive shutdown.
Yes, very
going
big.
down into the Kha'Zix's hands there. So, I mean, how are we expecting the rest of this laning phase to go down? Now, Xayah doesn't have a shutdown. She can play a little bit more aggro without this. We do see a lane swings going down, as Teemo did not appreciate getting munched on twice.
I think this almost makes it harder for the Teemo, though. Like, there's not a lane that this Teemo really fits into.
And now you're into a matchup that Kassadin kind of will just get onto you. Cho'Gath can't really get onto you. You can kind of kite him out, but you know, now with Kha'Zix, with Kassadin, you can. They're both purple. They're both names.
Yeah, I understand. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's
he's just easy just to kind of get on you, burst you down, and just dash away. It's kind of just how that is.
Yeah.
But you know, I just don't know how King's College is going to be able to react to this. You know, obviously the automatic answer is to stack dragons, but there's not another dragon spawning for another 230. Carthage already got the first one, so at least we do see that, you know, Cloud and Ocean is going to be out of the question.
Wow.
And, oh my god, I can't even stop talking, and Fyro is getting more kills in the bot lane.
It's just what he does. It's unbelievable.
This is why you ban his Zaya.
It's true. It's unbelievable the proficiency that he has on this pick, as there is just seemingly no chance. Oh, ulted into the Kha'Zix. This is what we were talking about before. Electro does come through, but now you see Fiddlesticks all over the wall. This could be big. He has so much health that Cho'Gath is so fed, picking up the fourth goal of the game.
Oh my god. The flash ults. I told you, Teemo can't get away. He can't get away. He got munched on twice. And then he just dies. Flash ult with the Kassadin. Oh my goodness, Malzahar's gonna go down again. He stays too long. He's not gonna get munched because Kha'Zix already got munched. But it's over.
I apologize to the headphone users on that one. Flash R picking up Happy Samoyed's first kill of the game, as now Carthage has truly taken full control. We are 11 minutes in, and there's an 8,000 gold lead. Nautilus is not where he wants to be, let me tell ya. One shot, but Kha'Zix is so much damage.
Yeah, ulti.
Coming through, both ults coming through. He doesn't have any. I think Pocket's gonna be left out here to dry, but no other jump.
She has exhaust. She has exhaust. She has exhaust though.
Ooh, shield bow on the Zaya. Not something I noticed before.
Usually go Gale Force, especially with Fyro, but I feel like he's just getting he doesn't want to get bursted.
It's true.
By Kha'Zix or any other source of burst damage that they might have with, you know, Malzahar, whatever it may be. So I mean, it might be good. You know, Gale Force isn't really going to do you a whole bunch of use if Malzahar flash ults you. Can't really do a whole lot about it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the downside of Teemo. Oh my goodness, what a trade. Gets the oh my god. Oh my goodness, this Kassadin is too big. Picking up the return kill is Bolt Abyss. Flashing away his Bulgarian. I think really smart play there, just knowing that you will get bursted. I think that Teemo's healing the Cho'Gath here just because of how unbelievably fed 3 levels up. Just honestly out trading him through turret damage and Teemo damage. How are they going to deal with this Cho'Gath?
I think at 5-0 right now, he already has Frostfire. I don't think you can deal with it. I think the best thing to do is avoid him until you get to team fights where you can just kind of walk around him and expect to maybe not do as much damage as you're expecting. Can't really do a whole lot about it. Teemo going to be sneaky beaky as his turret's most likely going to go down.
Cho'Gath has flash.
And that's going to be a first tower. Sorry, not first tower. It's going to be another tower. For the Firebirds, as bot tower has already been taken. Apparently, I didn't even notice that. But hey, that just shows how good of a job I've been doing. I've just been screaming back.
That's okay, man. I mean, you see, this cat. Okay, Kha'Zix. Actually, I'm really impressed with how he's been moving around the map. He's found those picks that he's needed to throughout the game, and I think this will be another one. Slowed in silence. He's not going to be able to ult away. They do have a numbers advantage here. I don't think they want this fight. Fyro is playing so far
the Teemo Shroom.
Teemo Shroom not doing enough, just threw that shield bow healing as well. They have to bring 4 to answer the bot lane roam mid. What is next for King's College here? How do they find themselves out of this deficit? How do they guide themselves away from this deficit?
You have to feed your Kha'Zix more of the kills. You know, he's already 3-2. I feel like if he's able to burst down, you know, the Seraphine, or he's able to burst down the Fiddlesticks in any kind of team fight, he's able to continue getting the his ult going down, his E resets once he gets that evolved. I think he's going to be able to do a lot more in team fights than, you know, normal Kha'Zix would do. But this is doing his job. He's engaging fights, not in places that you want to be doing, but engaging fights nonetheless, as mid tower is going to go down, and that's 3 towers in the favor of the Carthage Firebirds. I think most of their team at this point is kind of healing the Firebirds, not in a bad sense, as a huge Seraphine ult. We're going to have to see what Firebird's going to do about it. Only going to be getting 1 kill in this.
He's just taking the tower.
But I'm telling you, Cho'Gath is a bit of a problem. A bit of a problem in the top lane. You're gonna see Cho'Gath again. Kassadin just going in.
Goodness.
Ult. And oh my goodness.
Oh, he has ult away.
He went a little too deep on that one. A little bit of a green play, but he does get 1 kill out of it, 1-1. Doesn't get a shutdown to the Kazakhs, so that's one thing. But that is going to be the first kill on under Kai'Sa's belt.
Yeah, you're gonna need to get that Kai'Sa more fed, because honestly, I think that that's all that you will be able to do against this gigantic. I forgot. What is the top laner's name? Help me out here. Cho'Gath. We're on board now. More fights playing out. Not an engage. That is not a response to Tank, who is level 6, by the way.
Need to get into farm, buddy.
Get this Nautilus.
I know the pain. I know the pain. Trust me. But you do have to do. Uh-oh. He's a bit of a problem. Does he hit it?
Oh my gosh. Slowed.
What's the damage looking like?
How much alt XP does he have? Oh no. Oh,
that hurts my soul. Kai'Sa, I'm so sorry, but you can't walk through him. He just eats you for breakfast. He eats Teemo for lunch. And he eats Kazakhs for dinner.
And he's still got room for dessert.
He still has Malzahar and Nautilus still. Oh my god.
Leftovers.
He has leftovers from his Applebee's last night to eat as well. It's over. I think 6-0 Cho'Gath going into late game with no tank busting ability is going to be so hard.
Okay. As you always say, though, this is League of Legends.
This is true.
The game isn't over until the Nexus falls. So
this is true.
There are ways that King's College can come back from this. Now, you look at it, not a fantastic scaling comp. All that needs to be done, I'm hoping he'll get away here. All that needs to be done is for this Kai'Sa to get some kills. They could be back in this, but this is very worrisome for that Malzahar. He is having to float away. Wow, 5 bot. They are really committing. They are just trying to take the life out of this King College team.
One tower at a time.
Yeah.
One tower at a time.
They aren't spotted on vision. If they walk through a little bit too soon, they could be caught. Oh my goodness, that demolish damage is so massive.
Still taking red buff while this fight is going down. They need him to come down and get this engaged.
Fiddlesticks could find the dive here. Oh, he's got a great ult over the wall.
Oh,
he's got a great ult over the wall.
That's a 3-man Seraphine ult! That's a 3-man Fiddlesticks ult!
Unbelievable coordination, continuing this massive advantage. The bot lane tower will fall. They could find more. They're pushing for more. The Teemo in the top lane will not be able to match. He's forced to reset. They are going to find another structure. Call him Bob the Builder with how they're taking down these towers.
But you see, you would have to have an Azir for that job to work so they can start making towers. But Teemo just can't survive. He can't survive as his bot inhib falls. That is first inhib at 18 minutes, and they're looking for more.
Could this be a sub 20-minute game? I mean, you see they haven't bought, but they're just so far ahead already, smartly backing off. They're going to look to push in this mid tower as well. It has been unbelievable, the dominance that the Firebirds have shown throughout this game. Just such great coordination, especially through the 2v2 in the bot lane. Pac and Fyro continuing to win these 2v2s. And Pawsguy is just that steady force in the top lane that every team needs, finding those solo kills against a typically very annoying team. And I don't even know how to acknowledge that.
And that is why I like Aftershock, ladies and gentlemen.
Indeed, just immediately popped on the engage. Glacial Augment does not reduce enough damage to keep that. Oh my goodness. Just slowly whittling down the numbers of King College. They want more. They want another tower and another inhibitor. Pawsguy taking no damage, having to run away. He is getting eaten.
Oh my goodness.
Unbelievable. Some small game here being taken by Pawsguy. Just another snack. And indeed, this game might just be over. It is, he goes in, but we've seen how it's happened every other time. Bursted all the way down. Fyro is dominating. Pac takes a little bit more damage than they would have expected, but the suppression on this Cho'Gath is just too much. Having some way jumping to the whole team, picking up one, going forward for more. They're flashing away. This might be it. A sub 20-minute game almost. Unbelievable from the Firebirds.
Just hit the Nexus. End it!
Unbelievable.
Death.
I have not seen dominance at this level in all of the regular season.
It's over!
Wow!
They just need to hit the Nexus a few times, and Cho'Gath finally gets his dessert of the Nexus, 50 gold, and that is GG! 2-0 for the Firebirds as they cement their ticket to the finals of the NECC National Championship in demanding fashion, 30 to 6.
I have no words for what I just witnessed. That was the fastest competitive game that I have seen. Wow.
That was something else. That was a clinic put on by Fyro. Going forward, I think watching the game film, Xayah will never be played again in the NECC. It happened yesterday, and he went off. It happened today, and he went off. And it's just something that Fyro knows his limits on that champion. Top damage at 16, almost 17,000 damage. And it wasn't even close. He just does so much damage. You see Pac, a support of the century, going absolute ham in the bot lane. We have the absolute menace and a problem up in the top lane on Cho'Gath. Pawsey guy soaking up all of that damage, munching everybody breakfast, lunch, dinner, Nexus for dessert, and just was able to steamroll. We had Pegarian, the secondary support all game, getting so many kills, or setting up so many kills. Me and him are just speechless. We don't know how to process this just game of utter annihilation.
Well,
and I try to stay positive here, folks. I'm a positive person, but oh my god.
Okay, let's look towards the future. Enough talking about the now. We've seen what happened. Looking forward tomorrow, the championship game. This is exactly what the Firebirds needed going to this game. So much momentum, winning in less than 20 or 25 or less minutes in both games. They got to be looking forward. They cannot just settle and be happy with this one victory. They need to continue this momentum forward and start game planning for the championship match.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I think this Carthage team is going to be like Cho'Gath, and they are going to continue to eat and munch and continue to look for their next meal, which is the next 3 games that they need to win at finals to try and bring back a national title in the inaugural season of Carthage Esports.
Indeed.
And it's something that everybody has on their mind. It's going to be something that they're going to be planning for going into tomorrow. A lot of planning, a lot of strategy that still needs to come back. And, there's going to be a lot of things that they are going to be getting ready for and kind of studying game plans, whatever it may be. Solo queue, play ARAM to get their juices pumping, man. Yeah. They got to get going. But whatever they did today, they need to replicate tomorrow.
They do. It's true.
Because, wow, that was just mind-blowing.
I have no words. Just fantastic games. Do we know when the games are tomorrow yet?
I do not. All the finals, I believe, are on different times to get for the NECC stream. As we were talking, we're pretty sure that we are going to be taking a day off tomorrow for the NECC to take over, but we will keep you guys posted with that kind of information. But for now, we will take a short break. We will take a breather as we will come back to you guys shortly with a post-game interview. And welcome back, Carthage viewers. We are back after an exciting semifinals match between Firebirds and King's College Monarchs. We are back with the bot lane duo that took over both games there. We have Pac and we have Fyro. Oh my god. So what were you guys thinking that entire game? Both games of just utter just bot lane.
Let's start game one.
Okay. Fair enough.
You got your Caitlyn Lux in the
Yes.
first game. How was the team game planning around that?
Mainly terrorize their bot lane and protect Caitlyn at all costs.
Yes.
Like, that's kind of just how it goes. Because with the Lux, it's so strong. You have the control, you have the burst damage, you
Have
it's
everything you
fun,
need.
So, it's everything you need.
Speaking of Lux, 31 KDA, almost 100% kill participation.
Oh,
Participation. Unbelievable play.
Yeah.
How did you go about that? Like, what kind of mindset did you have to dominate that game?
Spam R. Like, there's
Looking like
nothing
a true
else,
Lux
just-
Yeah, that's a Lux play.
It's on a 30-second cooldown. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's basically a normal ability. Fair enough.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Game 2.
Not a lot of content to talk about, but we can talk about draft. They gave you Zaya.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I spelled the end for them. A little bit.
Hey, in Champ Select and at the end of game 1, I was like, I don't know if they're just going to ban the entire first game.
God, you said that.
And they did.
Yeah.
And I was like, if they leave the Zaya open, it's going to be game over like it was yesterday. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
They let the Zaya open. The man goes 16-2, doing top damage in the game, and it wasn't even close. And just absolutely obliterating everything.
Oh,
How were you? How was the comms going in game 2 when you guys, kind of felt like this one was kind of in the bag?
It was just like, we had a great thing. I was a bit worried at the start because our team is mostly AP, as you see, but thanks to my lots of time on Zaya, I procured enough AD to help push the team forward with that, and we felt pretty good. The cast of Malzahar, the Cho'Gath, and we felt really good about draft. Felt really good at everything. Really.
That was one thing we had highlighted before. Just especially how they picked into Zaya in particular with the Kaisa and the Nautilus and Team Weaver.
That especially we weren't worried about. Like seeing the Kaisa into the Zaya, we're like, this is fine. This is fine.
100%.
I'm still speechless. I don't really know what to say.
I mean, the only thing that I know that me and my casters here were a little worried about was the Kha'Zix into Seraphine. Seraphine is just notorious for being, immobile and super squishy.
Yes.
But you guys played that with a lot of confidence. You guys had a lot of vision everywhere. You knew where Kha'Zix was on all the map. And it was almost impossible for him to play the game at that point. Especially once, Fyro was able to get a few kills and it was kind of just over from there. But were you guys so we like back to draft, we see the Cho'Gath pick in there. We haven't seen a lot of Cho'Gath at all any time of the season. Were you guys confident in the Cho'Gath, or was that a pick that you were kind of like, let's throw it out and see how it goes?
It was mostly like Paz guy was give me Cho'Gath. Like, just go play Cho'Gath. I haven't played him in like months, but it's fine. And I was like, sure, because we didn't have anything else, and it was like 4 seconds left, and it was what he wanted. So
you can always stress pause again.
Yeah, he's so dependable.
8-0-7.
He was a bit of a problem. That's all I was saying.
Exactly. You can always trust and pause to give a nice reliable game.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, so consistent.
Okay. Enough about these two games. Tomorrow. Looking forward.
To the rematch.
How are you
GFU.
feeling? The rematch against GFU. How are you guys feeling going into that game?
I think we can take him down.
Absolutely.
Especially after the games we played before. We know more about them now. I think we're strategizing really well in nationals right now too. So
yes, I definitely. I feel like you're especially anybody who's played with me knows I love talking about draft. I've really enjoyed how you guys have went about it. There have been a few. The only nitpick that I've really had has been picking support first instead of the jungle. But even then, I mean, it's hard to complain when you've got 31 KP. So I
had to prove you wrong.
You did. I've got no comeback for that. Like it's just fantastic execution every single time, and I loved you started bringing up that Caitlyn pick, especially.
We had to mention that because you haven't pulled out the Caitlyn pick all season.
Yeah.
The last few games you pulled it out. You had immense success with it because nobody. And Caitlyn is just such a hard champion to play around, especially if she gets if she gets an early lead. It's kind of over. She just snowballs and she one-shots you with a headshot. It's just how it is. It's just how Caitlyn as a champion works. Yeah. So you pulling that out and, you with the confidence of an ADC player, able to kind of just go in, right to the wall to just try and one-shot as many people as you possibly can. It's amazing to see, and doing it from 650 range is always amazing. So it's a masterclass to see.
I got nothing else, guys. I don't know. I'm sure the viewers were watching the last minute and a half of the game was just kind of grunts almost in reaction to somebody getting blown up. So do you guys
we have some Firebird supporters.
Yeah, true. Love the chat. Shout out chat.
It says that it's better than T1 versus G2.
It's true.
Let's be honest. We got a Fyro supporter here saying that you're his hero.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. We love to see it.
Yeah. Do you have anything to say to this
the chatter?
I appreciate you a lot.
That was very heartfelt, Pharaoh. Any final comments going into tomorrow?
You have to say something.
Yeah, you're inclined.
Me.
For the
it's a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
You have to have something.
Exactly.
It's not if you do, it's what is it?
Yeah, let's go crush GFU.
Woo! Yeah! Okay, loving that positivity.
Confidence.
Yeah. We're getting our revenge.
Extremely excited. We might not be here with you tomorrow, but you can absolutely catch it out on the NECC stream. Love to support those guys. Why are you laughing? Okay, We'll see you guys tomorrow. Be in the NECC stream to cheer on the boys and
we
lady.
need Firebird supporters in the chat at all times.
Yes.
I'm gonna be there. He's gonna be there.
I am. They're definitely gonna be there.
They're definitely gonna be there. We're gonna be supporting. I want to see you all out there supporting as well. It's gonna be a blast.
Well, with that wrapping everything up into a nice little outro. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Rewind my selector.